Are y'all ready to get this show started? 3, 2, 1. Going live with the Millen Twins on the Millen Twins Highlights Movement Show on IntellectualRadio.com.
What's up, everybody? This is your girls, Carrie
and Crystal,
a.k.a.
Millen Twins.
So it's Friday, and we made it, you all.
We made it.
It was a short week, but we made it, right?
How many do we got? A whole different song. What's this? A commercial? This is a commercial. Hold on, that's you.
Yeah, full line of salon services.
It's an advertisement. It's okay. So if you want to do advertisement on the Millen Twins Highlights Movie Show, make sure you email us at millentwins@gmail.com.
Yes. So it's Friday, like I said, and we made it to the end of the week.
We did.
Well, almost the end of the week.
And you know what? The crazy part of it was a short week, but felt like a long week.
It did feel long, but that's okay. We had a beautiful day today.
We did. That's a lot going on in Chicago.
It is. Gospel Fest started today, right?
Started today, and I think it ends tomorrow.
It's only 2 days?
Yep, it's only 2 days. 2 days.
So then the Brew Fest and Half Part.
The Brew Fest and Half Part.
It's supposed to rain tomorrow, though.
It does. So we got to choose which day we're going to go. It's Saturday and Sunday.
Winter Sunday.
Oh.
So we got to decide if we want to wear rain boots and raincoat or first down coats and Uggs Sunday.
So we have to think about it.
Yeah,
we have to think about it. So we have a very, very special event coming up June 22nd, 2019. The 2019 Millen Twins Educators Award is coming up. We are awarding 21 individuals who are in the education field. So it's not just teachers. We have deans, we have principals, we have presidents of colleges, we have paraprofessionals, we have teacher assistants, we have everyone coming out that we want to award that's coming from Chicago, Alabama, Milwaukee. So you guys, this is the place to be. We literally only have like 30 tickets left to be sold for the event.
7 or something.
Okay, like 27 now. So it's black tie cocktail style. So a lot of people are asking, do I have to wear black? No, you don't have to wear black. It's going to be hot. Prayerfully, it's going to be hot in Chicago. Wear something that's going to make you fly because you will be getting interviewed. We have One Eye One Vision production company who will be videotaping everything, the entire event.
We have Shesjazzology on the red carpet, as well as Kenneth Sean. Of course, he'll be hosting the whole event. Ebony Shanae, she'll be giving us some jewels, you all.
Yep, and she opened up her own CNA school.
Who
better than that? We have DJ Flo on the ones and twos.
And Jay Harris Music, who will be giving us some live entertainment. So y'all can't miss this. Also, we have 5 T's Catering Company that'll be in the building. And of course, our girl, our boo, Carmi Cakes will be in there delivering some sweet shower. Y'all know I got that sweet tooth. So you got to make sure you don't want to miss this. We got some music. We're going to have some fun. It's not light bites. We actually have food.
Some real food. Yeah. So let's mention the awardees that we're
go ahead
and
name.
We have. You gonna help me? It's 21.
Right.
Okay, we have. I'll do one row. You do one row. Okay, we have Kimberly Hollingsworth. We have Danielle Jordan. We have LaShawn Jackson. We have Barbara Mosley,
Brandy Drew, Akaya Palmer, Tony Robinson, Sherelle Lamb.
We have Ada Flores, Lauren Smith, Deonka Hart, Alexis Shavers,
Jaquetta Edgerton, Irvis Adams, Andrea English, Zakia Gatson.
We have Jay Harris, Tara McDonald, Tanita Berry, Erica Kennard, and our very special mother honoree, Dolores Rogers.
So you all come out and help us celebrate these educators, you all. They have been impacting the lives of these youth and even adults.
All different ages. So if you're looking to buy a ticket, make sure you purchase your ticket at www.iamyouareperfectlyimperfect.com. Again, that is www.iamyouareperfectlyimperfect.com. The tickets are only $35. Get your tickets today. Like we said, there's only 20 tickets left.
27.
But it is what it is. Thank you to everyone who's supporting and
all.
Who's pushing the event, and we appreciate you and we love you.
We do.
So we have trending topics with Shesjazzology coming up. So we're gonna welcome her in. She looking fly today.
Topics with Shesjazzology.
You always fly every day.
We just had to
She looking cute with her big earrings, like you from the night. You like you're an 80s baby.
I definitely am, and y'all know I rock.
Are you an 80s baby?
First of all, I'm a 90s baby. Second of all, don't do me, and then love ain't real unless it's from the 90s.
I'm glad you can read yours.
First of all, back upside down.
Huh? I what?
Go ahead. What's trending in these streets?
First of all, how y'all doing, Millen Twins? Hold on.
Amazing.
Pause. I didn't do my intro.
You know what?
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Shesjazzology, and I'm here with the Millen twins.
Yes, with the falsetto.
I've been practicing. I've been really practicing. But no, like literally though, today I actually got to look at my notes. We can't finesse the situation on me and myself today. Can I just be honest at the fact that summer is not here yet and I still got time to drop my tummy weight?
You know what? I mean, summer is what? June 21st?
It is.
We don't know.
The girdle will be in action for the next couple of weeks. Okay.
Put it in action.
I'm just being honest. BYOB, help a sister out. I see y'all been cutting up. Regina, help me out. I can't drive to you, so you got to come to me. We can make it work. That's the only way we going to drop this weight.
Why do we wait until it's close to summer and be like, man, I need to drop some weight? Why do we wait?
First of all, your baby hairs are really pretty.
Aren't they, girl? I just learned how to lay my baby hair. I be on YouTube like, come on, I'm gonna figure this out.
Y'all better stop watching YouTube. They gonna send y'all off. Did you see my post today where I was talking about women and how they draw their eyebrows on too dark?
No,
and they don't put makeup on. Okay, all right. And
watch it.
No, seriously though, it really affects like the fact that women be filling in their eyebrows and
they
it's
make
like
it really dark.
A whole fool they look.
Yeah, not even the same
it needs to match the color.
People like me
hair.
is gonna tell you, your friends will send you off, sis, but send your pictures to my DM. I tell you, sis, that's too much. Get light with the pencil. Okay, I'm sorry.
Lighten up.
Lighten up. Pencil.
Okay.
All right.
You know what? So what's trending?
Caught up in here. First and foremost, June 22nd.
Educators Award.
Educator Awards. Make sure y'all stop at the red carpet and kick it with your girl. So if you did not know who Shesjazzology was, I'm Shesjazzology. If you haven't put it,
she's a YouTuber.
And don't be shy to talk with me because I will literally exit you stage left, and your whole 5 minutes that you were gonna get is completely cut short.
But you get it out of people, so yeah.
I'm not gonna get it. We don't have time for that. This is an Educators Award. They are educated people that should be coming to this, and I know for a fact that they should be able to talk before the people. I shouldn't have to literally pry it out of you.
You're right.
Well, make it fun for them.
Okay,
we don't have to huddle up.
Cuffing season is over.
Cuffing season
is over. Yes, it's over.
You know, it's only. They say it's only when it's. Chris said it's still cold. Technically,
today is hot. Tomorrow cold.
Cuffing season is over. So everybody, take the applications, put them in the back. We'll wait till next winter to try this all over again. I'm telling you, ladies, do not waste your time because the Taste of Chicago is coming. What's that?
Do people still go to the Taste of Chicago?
I haven't been to the Taste.
I mean, it's a couple ratchets. We still go out there. We still go out there. It's a couple things out there, but cuffing season is definitely over. Do y'all?
Some people like to cuff in the summertime.
It's too hot. I ain't got time for that. I'm too big to be cuffing in the summertime.
You got air conditioning?
I do. I got AC.
Utilize it.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
Can we get into the fact that prom season was here and the fact that we talked about last week how hot mess of the people was? But I saw something where they said that poor people, I'm gonna say poor people, I'm not gonna say less fortunate, and now poor people are the ones who spend the most money on prom season.
Yeah, I mean it does.
Like it's a wedding.
Poverty, and it's sad, but I think it's just the way our culture
you
is.
Better be graduating. You better be graduating
now.
from high school. All this money. I had a friend. Her son wanted a Tesla. For what? You have no license. Why would you get a Tesla?
Probably because the parents are probably excited to drive it. So I
knew someone who spent like $1,500, and I was just like,
on what?
I had to think, but then I had to sit back and think. I'm like, okay, did we do this back in the day? And I was like, our dress was like $250. Okay.
Yeah,
and I think we drove like a Grand Prix, but nobody seen it because we pulled in the parking lot. So it didn't really matter.
Some schools down south let you pull up to the school red carpet and they do like a walkthrough where the parents can come and watch the kids.
All that
the hood doesn't do that. I mean, not that I went to
we wasn't from the hood.
Okay, first of all, let me get into the fact that I went to Yorkville High School. That is in the middle of nowhere.
I'm gonna say Yorkville.
Yeah, Yorkville is out by like past Aurora.
I'm gonna say Plainfield.
Almost to DeKalb.
Oh.
So when you guys remember Orchard Road, when you're going to Northern, you would get off Orchard Road, 15 minutes, you'll be at my house. So I went to Yorkville High School where predominantly it was Caucasian. And yeah, that was fat. That's true. Like all the black kids came out decked out. And I mean, all the Caucasian kids, they just came in simple dresses that they got from Peaches off of First Avenue on the west side.
But my thing is, who are we to complain? If that's what they want to spend their money
I'm going to
on,
complain because at the end of the day, when college comes, you guys are educators. You guys are supposed to be thinking about the long run, right? So the fact that college is coming next, you got tuition coming up.
College is coming next. But
if they're going to college.
Well, hopefully they do.
If they graduate.
Because nowadays you can't do anything without going to college.
Because nowadays you can't even go to graduation or prom if you're not graduating. I mean, if you can't walk across the stage, you get what I'm saying.
I think that's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
I think so. That's setting your priorities. Education first.
$5,000.
Okay, cool. We ain't even finna get into
Summer
that.
school, here you come.
Yeah, no, not me. I definitely was not. But on a serious note, can we talk about something really quick? And I'm gonna get out y'all here.
Go ahead.
Can we talk about self-care?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's been very popular now where people are trying to be concerned, and it's like they've made it aware where they feel that African Americans do not go to therapists. They don't believe in going to therapists. And I really feel like in the Black community back then, I think we were rejected of that. So that's why we never knew of going to a therapist or having time to yourself, never recognizing the fact that you may have some generational curses or, things that can repeat itself in your kids instead of preventing it. Why do Black people, I'm going to say Black people, why do people, or families, I'm going to say families in general, why do they feel like they don't have to go to a therapist or they don't know the importance of having self-care? Go ahead.
I feel like some families probably were raised on, you don't need to see a shrink. They make you think you're crazy.
Right.
So they're just stuck with a lot of people.
Or even they didn't see it. We didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? We were raised in church where it was you have problems, go pray, go to God, talk to your pastor,
and look what the pastor's
things
doing.
of that. I mean, even going there, that's a whole other story. But I mean, if you don't see it, you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Not saying you can't do it, but you don't think that to be your first thing to do. But it definitely helps, and I feel that it helps when you speak to someone you don't know. Because if you talk to people that you do know, you got biases, and my thing is, I don't want no. I do not want any friends. I don't have no friends anymore anyway. But I don't want a friend. I don't want a yes friend. Okay. I want a friend to be able to check me and say, Crystal, that was wrong, or this or that. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't want, you was right, when I'm like, I know I wasn't right. But I need somebody to check me. But in regards to that though, I feel like you should talk to someone you don't know. And that's okay.
And that's
easier.
It is easier for you to talk to someone you don't know, but it's also the understanding that the fact that you need help, if you can't admit that you need help. Like, for example, what do you guys do when you need like that alone time? You need to pull back from the world and like literally digress, pull yourself together and get back before the people, because y'all got to realize you guys are before the people a lot. And not to mention that people tugging on you guys and they expect you guys to be Millen twins. And then some days y'all just, do you guys ever have those days where you're just like, shut up, leave me alone, give me some time? I've never seen that out of you guys. So how do you all maintain a daily lifestyle, a daily routine, and still be able to pursue the people in your roles?
I think with so much going on, for us, it's easy for us now to isolate ourselves from social media, because when it comes to social media, that could be a lot. We get thousands of emails, inboxes, DMs all day, every day. You're like, do not disturb, because, they could, draw attention or distraction or whatever. But it's like we have to pull back from the world for a second, because at first we was like, okay, we'll do it. Okay, we do it. Okay, we do it. And my mom be like, wait, y'all, you tired, ain't you? Y'all wearing yourself out. You can't say yes to everybody. Right. So we have to learn not to say yes to everyone.
But the way we do it, we set our mornings. So we meditate in the morning. We affirm ourselves in the morning. Sometimes when we don't have the energy to say it to ourselves, we listen to someone else who's affirming, who's speaking affirmations, and we just repeat after them. Because sometimes we get mentally tired. Right. Sometimes I have to put my phone by 8 or 9 o'clock. Okay, my phone is to the side. I can't respond to no emails. I'm not going to respond to no text messages. And it's just, you have to, if you're not healthy, if you're not healthy mentally, physically, emotionally, you can't pour into other people. And because our goal is to pour into people in any way that we can, we know we've learned that we have to take care of ourselves. Because there's been times, like Chris said, we'll say yes, 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 and we're like drained. Like times we're not eating because we're too sleepy to go eat. Like, no, I just want to go lay in my bed. Or we're not making time for Princeton. That's my son too, my nephew's son, because we were exhausted. But we had to learn, we're not changing who we are by saying no. It's okay to say no. Right. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make us a bad person, or we feel that, we're too good for this. No, it's just we have to put us first too sometimes.
And that's what I wanted to say to our listeners and to our viewers. It's not us being mean. Because everyone, can we be on your radio? Can you? It's like, it's
oh, that's you being mean.
Yeah,
I'm just playing.
It's not being
mean. No, seriously,
it's
not.
Up, but I mean, you can't. I mean, everybody reaches out. We get a lot. That we get so many people who want to reach out, and it's timing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We plan, we strategic.
Strategic.
what?
Strategic. I need a drink.
I mean, but we're very professional
Yes,
in that sense.
we
Like
are.
if you want to do something and you want to
It has
request
to be in
something,
order.
send an email.
Right, send
It
an
can't be,
email.
oh, you my girl, I want to be on here. And it's like, okay, but we're already booked like to
Yeah.
July, August
Yeah.
already.
Right.
So it's not that someone is better than the other. It's no, just if you want a job, you're gonna interview for a job correctly, professionally. So it's the same thing. So
And then we don't just have the radio. We have businesses outside the radio.
Right.
So it's
So
like
it takes time.
It takes time
because you guys
time
are what?
management.
Human. Y'all are human at the end of the day. But I thank y'all because it's my time up.
It is.
but we thank you. We love you.
My time is up.
We love you. And we
Anything
thank
else
you
you
for
wanna say?
coming.
Just to let you guys know, on Monday I'll be dropping another video on YouTube where it's teaching my young single women how to be single.
Oh, I love it. How can they find you on YouTube?
Shesjazzology. That's it.
Shesjazzology on
Sing
everything.
You need to write a book about that.
I don't know about writing a book, but if you guys write it for me, I'll sign off on it. All right, you guys be blessed. See you guys next Friday.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take a very quick short break. But when we come back, we're going to come back with this amazing, handsome young man named Tim
All
Jones.
right now.
He's in the studio. He flew all the way to Chicago to be with us today.
Okay.
So we're going to we already in Chicago. Yeah. So we're going to take this quick
Why you do
music
that?
break. Share the video. Let people know that Tim Jones is in the building.
He's in the building, y'all.
My back is sweating.
That light is a no. I'm burning down right now.
Come on, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Brought me a water.
Oh, gotta be on my best behavior.
No, be you. Be Tim Jones. Be the Tim we know. Put your headphones on.
You want to mess up your hair?
Oh, who does it? Everybody come here with their own rules. We ready.
What's up, everybody? This is your girls, Carice
And Crystal.
aka
Millen Twins.
So if you're just tuning in, you are tuning in to the
Millen Twins Highlights Movement Show on IntellectualRadio.com.
DJ Crystal.
Yes. You want to see what's in the world of us? Can y'all see that? To my right, Carice left. We got Mr. Tim Jones in the studio. How you feeling today?
I feel great.
You feel great?
Thank you for having me here. Hey, everybody.
Good. Can you guys see him?
Millen Twins.
And now
Millen
you
Twins.
alumni in the building.
I mean, he graced our presence today. Do you guys know who this man is? This man is all
The next
over
president.
the place.
Come on, Trump, get out of there.
Hey, I'll vote
We
for him.
ready.
I'll vote for him.
So before we start, though, we're going to do the 2020 questions, okay?
Okay.
You have 5 seconds to answer these questions.
5 seconds to answer.
It's time for the 2020 with the Millen Twins, right here on
didn't I have this?
IntellectualRadio.com.
All right, you have 5 seconds to answer these questions. And if you don't answer these questions within 5 seconds, you will hear this sound.
So we've been working on this buzzer for about a year. I don't understand all these apps we have.
All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. What do you find yourself doing a lot these days?
Reading.
Harold's or Uncle Remus?
Come on, Heroes. Southside.
No. Phone call or text?
Give me a text.
Okay. Favorite genre of music?
Hip hop.
What's the one thing you can never live without?
Ooh, my girls.
I was about to say you got two in front of you. They cute too, y'all. Okay, let me keep going. All right, movie theater or drive-in?
Oh wow.
That's a good one.
I haven't, as an adult, driving.
Okay.
How would you describe yourself in 3 words?
Positive, patient, consistent.
Okay. Seafood or soul food?
Soul food.
Who do you look up to the most?
Oh, that's a great question. Hey, Obama, Elon Musk, Seth Godin, Ta-Nehisi Coates.
You got some more people?
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay, no, that was good. That was good.
That was good.
All right, iPhone or Android?
I'm an iPhone guy.
Rich friend or loyal friend?
Rich fan.
Tupac or Jay-Z?
Jay.
Would you rather be completely invisible for one day or be able to fly for one day?
I gotta fly.
What were you doing 10 years ago?
10 years ago was 2009. Oh, I was working really hard in full-time ministry.
Would you rather find your true love or a suitcase of $5 million?
I'll take the $5 million.
Dang. Okay. Who did you vote for Chicago mayor?
I went with Lightfoot.
Okay.
Yeah, folks know that if they know me.
If they follow you.
Yeah, if they follow.
Would you rather have hands that kept growing as you got older or feet that kept growing?
Lord. We'll go with hands.
Okay. Nike or Adidas?
I'm a Nike guy.
At a movie, candy or popcorn?
Oh, probably candy.
If you could make a movie with one lady, who would it be with and why?
That's such a good question. I like Sanaa Lathan, but she cut her hair.
What?
You don't
Oh,
like
we
short
about to have
hair?
a good conversation about this. Because she cut her hair. What does that mean?
We're going to come back to it.
Okay,
We're going to come back to
so I can
that.
get my
Yeah,
response.
get it
Okay.
together. Money or free time?
Money.
Okay, last.
Capital is so important right now.
It definitely is. All right, you ready for last question?
Last one.
Can you make any prediction about anything exactly 1 year from now?
Anything about one from you? Yeah.
Anything.
Anything.
I just more female leaders, more presidents, prime ministers, mayors, CEOs. Yeah.
Okay, that kind of saved you a little bit from
I
this
know,
question
just
that
a
we're
little
about
bit,
to go
not
back
that much,
to.
though.
Okay, so we got to go back to this. So you guys share this video. We
Share the
have
video.
Tim Jones in the building, in the studio. But we need to get back to this question. So you said if you could make a movie with any lady, it would be Sanaa Lathan, but she cut her hair. What does that mean?
She just buzzed it too close. That's a little too close for my taste, for my preference.
Oh, but
She went like buzz.
she
like,
did. But she did it for the movie.
I know, but we lost the connection as a result of that. We had something, so now
You know what?
I
So you're not with that shave.
Not the
look.
shave look, just a little curl.
You know what? It was just her in that look. I've seen it before, and I've been okay with it. But for my leading lady, I need something
to comb.
Yes.
Pull your
Okay.
hands with your fingers.
It's tough. It's a kid's show.
Yeah, to comb.
Okay, so but if she had natural hair, just
I'm
the
okay
big
with
afro,
that.
you okay with that?
Do your thing, ladies.
Oh.
Natural braids, crochet.
You know it
We
all.
got crochet up in the
So
building now. I'm
is.
telling you.
So is. All right. So you made it. You made it through the 2020. You good
did.
now?
That was it.
That was
I feel good.
Good. That was a little
Yeah.
icebreaker. All right. So I'm going to read a little bio. Is that okay? About Mr. Tim Jones. So,
Don't tell him everything about himself because we want him to talk.
okay. Well, okay. I'll just read a little bit. So he has his own website. And if you want to look at it right now, it's www.IamTimJones.com. IamTimJones.com. So Tim Jones is a thought leader, communicator, and writer. Tim has found success in providing a context different from the expectation. He provides influence and perspective on topics such as leadership, organization, health, motivation, and inspiration. He currently keynotes, hosts, and facilitates discussions throughout the city of Chicago and nation. And there is so much more that he does, but you guys have to go to the website to find out. So he's the man behind the saying, leave no potential behind. Where did that come from? Or no, leave no potential on the table.
Right.
That's what it is. Leave no potential on the table.
No child left behind.
Yeah.
That's what I did in my dissertation.
Okay,
keep
go
going,
ahead.
yeah.
So where did that come from?
So just about 3 years ago, I came up with this mantra, really for me, but I knew it would work, outside of me because I knew so many people climbing and just aspiring. But all of us have the most amazing ambitions, dreams, desires, aspirations for our future. But for whatever reason, throughout our lives, we suppress those things, what we want to be, where we want to be, what we want to do. And so to leave no potential on the mantra is an exercise in reverse suppression. So whatever gift, skill, or ability that I believe God's placed in me, I'm getting it out there. So if I'm supposed to be writing, I'm writing. If I'm supposed to be speaking, I'm speaking. And for so many years, I just kind of like, what will they think about me? They're going to think I know everything. They're not going to listen to me. People are going to judge me. And so I suppress those things. And then really like 3 years ago, I just snapped out of it and said, the motto and the mantra for my life is going to be leave no potential on the table. And then it just starts spreading like crazy.
So why do you think most people suppress their dreams or their ambitions?
I think the number one reason is fear. They're fearful of all of those things. They howl themselves to death. You know, how am I going to pay for this? They hoo themselves to death. Who are they going to think I am? And it's really just that fear that entangles us, and, you know, we wrap our own self up. That's why I don't blame anybody for where I am right now, because, you know, ultimately it's my decision to stay wherever I am or at whatever level I am. I entangled myself. I've been my greatest opposition for years.
And it's funny you just said that, because we were just literally listening to someone who stated the same thing. She was pretty much saying, I think Jasmine posted it, and she was just saying, you know, she was her own enemy. She was her own drawback. She was like, I'm not reaching my potentials because I'm not, you know, and we do as human, we're all human. We're thinking about what other people might say, or they might think we're better than others. But it's like, once you push them to the side, it's like, okay, I got to move. I got to move my purpose, because if you don't, then you're going to be stuck, and you're going to continue to worry about what they're doing while they're moving ahead and you're still. So it's great to see a young Black man who is moving in your purpose. But what do you think some of your challenges are?
I still think it's me. The inner me is the enemy. That's that saying. And I think my challenges are the limitations that I place upon myself. The things that I'm good at. And any alternative thinking outside of that is a hindrance, is a web that I place myself in. Nobody can walk up to me and tell me that I'm not good enough and it break me down and I stop. But those things that I tell myself on the couch at night or in the morning in the shower, those are the most powerful things that can entangle me. So I really think it's me. And, you know, Bishop Jakes talked about in his book, Emotions, about, you know, in all Black men, there's a king and there's a kid, and how the challenge is to make sure that king is your representation and not the kid. And that's what brothers struggle with. They struggle with trying to extend their adolescence as long as they possibly can. And that's why you see brothers, you know, 40, 50 years old, still living like they were in their teens. It's because they're allowing the kid in them to rise above the king. So.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. Come on, Pastor Jones.
That's Bishop Jakes. So I want to.
I mean, hey, he said the same thing. He was just like, "Look, I bite off of everybody." He said that, but no, it makes a lot of sense, and it was in layman's terms, so it makes people understand it. You know,
need to do a seminar with that with me.
Just
some men need to hear a lot
101. How do you prepare for your speaking engagements and when you go out and speak to people?
Yeah, so for people that don't know, I lead in the city of Chicago. I speak in the city of Chicago, and I write about topics about leadership, organizational leadership, motivation, and inspiration. So I take in a lot of content. So I consume a lot of content. I watch a lot of YouTube. I listen to a lot of podcasts, TEDTalk.com. I follow bloggers. I mentioned Seth Godin. And so I'm just always consuming information, and then I process it, and you get what you get every day. I put out something on social media, just encouraging folks to leave no potential on the table. I do 2 LinkedIn posts a month on leadership topics, the 1st and the 15th of every month. I have a radio show on Saturday mornings where I do a word of the day for those climbing the corporate ladder or entrepreneurs or those re-entering the workforce. So for me, I'm always consuming because I'm always being placed in the position for people to make a withdrawal.
So what keeps you going to be that leader, especially in the city of Chicago, especially with so much going on? Like, what keeps you motivated to keep going?
Yeah, that's another. I love the city. I think this is the best city to grow and develop as a leader, the city of Chicago. I mean, I'm biased because this is the only city that I lived in. I spent about 1.5 years in Holly Springs, Mississippi, but don't nothing count if you do it in Holly Springs, Mississippi. So, but yeah, I love the city. I love people. I love making human connections with people. And this is the 3rd largest city in the world. I mean, in the country. and it's a good place to do it. But, I have a gift, and my job, my responsibility is to pour that gift out until God takes the breath back that he gave me. That's also a part of the leave no potential on the table.
You deep. That's good.
So yeah.
Leave no potential on the table.
Leave no potential.
Got it.
On the table.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of people who's still searching for their purpose, who's still searching for, what am I here for? Once you find it and you figure it out, because it's that burning desire that you always thinking about, like, man, I want to do it. That's a part of what your purpose is. But you have to also realize you have to feed your purpose. Right. You have to listen to something that's positive. Sometimes you have to air out what's going on in the world and literally read. Like, I think I read more than I read back in college, but it's me feeding my purpose, because I know, like you said, if you want to if your passion is to pour into people, you got to pour it back into yourself so that you have enough to pour back into them. So thank you for saying that. What do you think the city is lacking?
Man, that is a really good question.
That's a great question.
Thank you. That was Crystal, Millen Twin 1.
I think it's really people just trying. I think it's, I like to say that I provide a perspective different from the expectation. Folks are continuing generation after generation to approach challenges the same way that they did in the 60s, the same way that they did in the 80s. And there's a different way to do it, and we have to find it. But folks don't want to put in the time. They don't want to meet. I think it's a lack of time amongst people to just put in the work. Individually, we could do it because we want to blow up and we want to go. We want to make money. We want the fame. But collectively, organizationally, I think that's the problem. We're disconnected. We're disjointed. We don't like each other. We don't like making human connections. The problems that plague the city requires a meeting every Friday at 8 a.m. at your local Starbucks for an hour every Friday. Ask how many people are going to sign up for every Friday, and you can't cancel. You're not going to cancel. You're not going to get many. You're not going to get many. And so, but those are the type of challenges that plague the city that people just don't have the time to invest in.
And I think a lot of that has to do with social media, because people just look at that quick, oh, I want a car like that. Or, social media is pretty much the sense of that they got houses, you look good, you got purses, you got bags, instead of, you don't see, or you see it, but it's not shared or like, where you have motivational clips or quotes or the next 10 things you could do to get to this level. They don't want to see that. It's all about the fashion and the things of that nature. So what do you think we have to do as a community to switch that around?
Well, ultimately, we have to die to all of that stuff. Yeah. All of that stuff that you mentioned is vanity. Vanity means it has no eternal value. Exactly. Like you can't take it with you. People are going to fight over it. Ask Prince's family, ask Aretha Franklin's family right now. All that stuff stays here. But those deposits that you make into people, into a legacy or a mission or whatever, that's what will live long after you. But we just have to turn our back on those things. And I think it's easy to say as a $1,000 heir, but if I become a multimillionaire, it's going to be a little bit harder to live that out. But ultimately, we just have to turn our back on the vanity and the fear of missing out, and turn to the joy of missing out.
So many people are now saying that Chicago is the most dangerous city in the world to live in. What do you think about that?
No. Chaos isn't a pit. Chaos is a ladder. That's a Game of Thrones quote. And
I need to catch up on that, by the way.
Yeah, you good now. You can just go back and chill and watch it. Right. There's no more shows coming out. But yeah, it's chaotic. It's in crisis mode in a lot of different areas. My full-time job is in housing. The housing market is in crisis. There's a mental health crisis. Definitely. There's a financial crisis. Our budget will be short almost $1 billion in the budget that Mayor Lightfoot and her team is going to have to work on. So I work and talk a lot about politics and follow politics a lot. But yeah, I don't believe that.
You don't believe that?
I don't. I believe that if it is in crisis, I have the tools to help the city figure it out. And I just need to hook up with some like-minded folks that don't care who get the credit and give credit where credit is due.
Exactly.
Definitely.
If you can check those 2 boxes, I can work with you.
Definitely.
And
I think
chaos
that
is everywhere too. Crime is everywhere.
Totally.
Like we went to LA, they like, where are you from? Chicago. They're like, ooh, we never going there. I'm like, well, why?
All right.
Somebody just got shot around the corner over there in the alley. Like, what do you mean? So yeah, chaos and crime is everywhere. It's not just the city of Chicago, people. It's not. I think they show more wrongdoing in Chicago. It's like, oh,
the great things.
Then the great things and the positive things that's going on. Because we have a lot of leaders in Chicago. It's just not shown, you know.
But you know, a lot of the people who are doing great things are, as they will say, not well known, so they won't show it. But it has to be somebody with the name. But don't let that stop you. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. And like you said, I don't care about the name. I don't care about the Millen twins. It's just the name. I just want to move and do what I have to do because that's what God put on my heart to do. So we don't do it for literally like when we have events, people have to be like, Crystal, can y'all go say? I really don't want to. Can y'all just do what y'all supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? But I think that your purpose would definitely flourish if you're not worried about your name being in the highlight. If you're doing it for the main purpose of it, it will happen. So I have a question. When you decided to say yes to your purpose and move in it and motivate and just be a leader in your purpose, how did your friendships shift, if so?
You know, I've been pretty consistent. You know, I came to faith in 2001. You know, before that, I didn't know anything about, you know, the ABCs of faith or nothing like that. And so when I found out about it, I took off. I hit a gear, and that's when I lost a lot of, you know, my childhood friends and people who had just grown accustomed to, like, you know, with teenagers, and we're always gonna think and be teenagers. I lost those folks, but in my young adult to now, you know, all of those folks know me as that person of faith, that's passionate, that's fun, that knows how to, that understands the seasons of life, and that you know, life situations aren't life sentences, they're life seasons, and that they can come to me and that we can talk, and, you know, you don't lose anything with me. So I haven't had that happen to me. I have a core group of friends who love me and care about me, and it's reciprocated.
That's amazing. So we're gonna take a 2-second music break. You know, you're tuning in to the Millen Twins Highlights Movement Show. And when you come back, we're still gonna have our VIP guest, Mr. Tim Jones. So don't go anywhere.
Share the video.
How am I doing? I was a little stiff at first.
Okay, you got water.
I'm okay. I'm
My water bottle.
Water.
If you guys are still watching, make sure you share this video. We're in the studio with Tim Jones. Shout out to everyone who's watching. Loris Rogers, you know our mom always watching. Regina Sams, Aisha, everybody, Yolanda, Debbie. You guys share the video.
Hey, Jazzology, can you get my phone from me?
Can't deny it. No, you hear me talking, babe. Love me now or I'll go crazy. Oh, sweet thing.
Okay, yeah.
Don't you know you're my everything? Oh, sweet thing. Don't you know you're my everything?
What's up, everybody? This is your girls, Carice
And Crystal.
aka
Millen Twins.
So if you're just tuning in, you are tuning in to the
Millen Twins Highlights Movement Show on IntellectualRadio.com.
And of course, we have our VIP guest, Mr. Tim Jones, in the studio, and he's been dropping some gems, y'all. So if you haven't, if you're just tuning in, make sure y'all rewind for the ones who's watching. Rewind it.
This is the man who has the quote, "Leave no potential on the table."
I keep wanting to say behind.
I know, because you're an educator, you want to say behind. So if you had a group of young youth in front of you right now, and you had 3 minutes to say something to them, what would you say to them?
Probably be about 3 things. Setbacks are really slingshots.
Mm.
There's nothing that you go through that's not preparing you for the next thing. I would tell them to, before they make a decision, to think about their future self. There's a statistic out there that says 50% of NBA players file for bankruptcy after their 5th year of retirement. Like millionaires. They had a difficult time, seeing their future self when they was buying Rollies for 2 wrists.
Wow.
And the last thing that I would tell them is that, about how life really works. This whole idea about seasons. A healthy heart moves like this. You hook it up to that EKG. Healthy brain, do an ECG, moves like this. Our life is healthy, even though it moves up and down. You find bay, that's a high. You lose bay, that's a low. Graduate college, that's a high. It's a healthy life. Don't get caught up in always wanting to be at the ceiling. Life won't work like that. You're going to be very frustrated with life. That's how I was. I thought because I was a Christian and I was doing good things that life was always supposed to be up here. But, the tension is where life is found, and where you find joy, and challenges is where you find joy and find yourself, not when you're up here. We go to Hollywood and they'll tell you that.
Yeah, and I had a lot of people. I think I had this conversation with a coworker. They think, I'm saved. I've been saved. I go to church every Sunday. I do this. I do right. And they just like, and my life is going crazy. I was like, okay, well, you have to figure out what's going on. Just because you saved doesn't mean your life is going to be perfect. But at the same time, we all have stories and we all have issues, and we just have to learn how to deal with it. And then it's tests. God give us tests, and you just have to learn and get through it. So life is not perfect.
Yeah. I like to tell folks all the time, I'm risk immune. There's no risk that I can take that can wipe me out. He gave me these gifts. He gave me the Holy Spirit. I have him. I have a relationship with him. We talked to him. Y'all talked about that time in the morning that you spend with, like, get out there and go. And, leave the consequences to him. Or knock your knees, bite your nails, and wring your hands over something that's already under his feet.
Definitely.
Yeah,
we can't be afraid. We can't be afraid to fall.
You can't.
Because you can't have a plan for your life, but think about the worst before you even have gotten to the first step.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So then it's like you have to realize too, when you affirm yourself, and we always say when you're affirming yourself, if you're speaking negative to yourself, you're drawing that to you as well. So you're affirming the negative as well as the positive. So I know it's something you have to practice. You know what I'm saying? You have to mentally practice it. Even if you don't feel it, you say it. I'm going to have an amazing day. Even though you already know what's to come, don't focus on what's to come. Just, I'm going to have an amazing day. I'm going to have an amazing day regardless. But just realizing that if you're going to speak that negative, that negative is going to follow you. And I think it takes a while.
Oh, yeah. It's an everyday practice.
It is.
But to your point, if you start thinking it, it's only a matter of time before you start saying it. And our words are violent boomerangs. It's gonna come right back to us. That's why I literally every word that I say before it leaves my mouth, sometimes, most of the time, I check it, because it's violent. It's coming right back, good, bad, or indifferent. And I think that if we really believe that, we wouldn't say half of the things that we said. And I didn't really fully comprehend this until the last time President Obama spoke. He spoke at the McCormick Place, his farewell address. And I sat there and listened to him for 100 billion times. And I was clapping. Everybody's clapping for him. I was like, man, this guy really believes everything that comes out of his mouth. Mm-hmm. We're not the divided states of America. We're United States of America. And I was like, man, this is. At first, a lot of people say it's corny, it's not believable, but he believed it. Mm-hmm. And he believed it for 8 straight years, and he's one of the best that we've ever had. Exactly. Because he believed what came out of his mouth. I can't tell you how many things I've said out of my mouth that I didn't believe, that came back to me and didn't bear anything for me.
And words are powerful. That's
They're
why we always
huge.
say thoughts become things. Like,
That's
you know,
huge.
speak things into existence. But I'm telling you, words. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be the worst day of my life.
Well,
And it
guess
ends
what?
up
It's
being the
literally
worst day of my life. I promise you. I have said that so many times. I'm like, wait a minute. Like,
Yeah.
I can't keep going through this. Words are powerful. So we have to watch what comes out of our mouth.
we do, and it's funny because like we said, it takes a while to do it, but then when you speak the negative and it follows you, you're like, wait, and you blame everybody but yourself. You know, people, of course, you're gonna have contact with everyone. You're gonna have contact, and people are gonna treat you how they want to treat you. You have no control over that, but you have control over your thoughts. You have control over your next move. And even if you don't know your next move or don't know what the result will be, if you speak it and plan it, you still have to plan it. You know what I'm saying? We all want to be billionaires. I want to be a billionaire just because I want to pour back into my city. That's why I want to do it. But my thing is, I'm going to keep speaking and I'm going to keep planning. Okay, here, I got some more thoughts. I got some ideas. Let me write it down and plan. But words, when I say thoughts become things, and I like what you said. What did you say? Words are a violent boomerang.
Violent boomerangs.
I'm going to put that on a t-shirt.
They're coming back.
That makes a lot of sense, though.
They're coming back to you.
So what would you tell your 15-year-old self?
Who is ringing? And it's supposed to be on.
Sorry to our listeners, our viewers, yeah. But what would you tell your 15-year-old self now?
Oh man, a lot of my messages to like the youth or someone behind me in generations is surrounded around time, because man, so much of what I know now is like, man, I had time. Or this idea that time works in two ways, even according to our country's time zones. We're going to spring forward and we're going to fall back. No matter if you live in the United States, twice a year, you're going to spring forward and you're going to fall back. That's how our life works. Sometimes I'm going to spring forward. I'm crushing it, getting everything that I want. Right now, it's been a really good year for my business. Then it's going to be a time where I got to fall back. It ain't popping for me this season.
Right.
That speech didn't go far, or that podcast didn't take off how I thought it was going to take off. But I understand time, so I'm chilling. It's going to come back around. I don't need to quit. I don't need to have a knee-jerk reaction and cuss people out and point fingers. We're going to spring forward. But we also need to learn how to fall back. So it's always around time whenever I'm talking to the generations behind me.
So do you have any things coming up that you want to tell our listeners and even our viewers? Anything that you have?
I think the most important thing is I'm really committed to the work. People always like to ask the question, what do you see yourself in 2 years, 10 years? I have no idea. All I know is I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be patient. And I'm going to be consistent in those three areas that I mentioned: the leading, the speaking, and the writing. So right now I'm trying to get through at least 2 books by the end of the year. It's a book called Mentoring, Mentouring, 7 Journeys to Becoming a Man. And then it's my Leave No Potential on the Table motivational book. So day by day motivational. So that's probably the most important thing that I'm doing. One of the things that I haven't mentioned is my day-to-day job. It is a housing continuum for a group of people who would otherwise be homeless. So we have a 36-bed shelter for women and children. A man can only be in the shelter if he's a part of a family unit. We have a 71-unit single-room occupancy room. I think the room is some of our rooms are this size.
Wow.
You share a toilet and a shower with the individual next to you, whether you get along with them or not.
Really?
So if anybody having a problem with gratitude, holler at me and hang out with me for a week, and it will shape and transform your perspective on what really matters in life. And then outside of that, we got about 7 properties set at 30 to 50% below market rate. If we weren't doing it, I'm confident that these people would be out on the street. And then last thing, what do I call it? Like an initiative of the Leave No Potential on the Table mantra is leave no potential in the areas of equality and equity in the city of Chicago. So a lot of the advocacy stuff that people will see on my page is revolving around education equality, economics. I was just involved with a bike sharing equity of all things earlier this year. And then we were just in City Hall talking about this new land-based casino that's coming to Chicago.
I've heard of that.
If the bill haven't passed by now, they extended the session this weekend, so they probably could pass that bill. So there's going to be a land-based casino, and the community hasn't been consulted. So just things like that, making sure the city of Chicago doesn't leave any potential on the table in the area of equity when it comes to Black and brown people.
Would you ever consider running for mayor, alderman?
Yeah, I mean,
president, vice president.
I haven't ruled anything out. I think for me, it's just positive, patient, and consistent in those three areas. And you'll find there's this coach that say, like, in basketball, the ball will find your energy. Like if you're running, the ball, like play your position, play your part, the ball will find you. And that's what I'm doing is that, create a buzz and that opportunity will find me. That's my job, is to be positive, patient, and consistent. Not worry about what your lane's going, not worry about your lane, not worry about who's not supporting me. That's one of my greatest frustrations with social media, when people start crying about who not supporting them.
Yeah. It's
going to be hard to do anything great if you taking personal somebody not buying your little stinking t-shirt.
True.
Right.
That's true.
It's going to be hard to be a professional if you worried about who unsubscribed or who followed you and didn't follow you.
Unfollow you. You're right.
It's gonna be hard.
It distracts you from your purpose.
Right.
You don't have enough time. All your time should be focused on what your next move is. And the thing is, we have to learn also that for that person that reads your book, for that person that comes to hear you speak, for that person who buys your shirt, they did it because they needed it at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're in a positive, way where you're speaking to them and you're motivating. So if I'm coming to hear Tim speak, is something number one, I was supposed to be there that day. God knew I was going to be there that day. He's going to say something that I need. So you have to don't worry about what somebody's doing, what they're not doing, why they're doing it, why they unfollow me. Look, what did I say this morning? I had a quote. Well, whatever it is your gift is very unique, and we're not going to be able to see your gift. We're not going to be able to embrace your gift if you're focused on everyone else and not sharing what your gift is. So my gift is unique. His gift is unique. Even though we're twins, we got our own gifts. We do our own thing, but we work together. But, focus on you. We want to see you move. We want to see you live. We want to see you embrace your purpose and do it for your purpose and not for what somebody's going to say about you.
And a lot of people need to find their own identity. That's the thing. And social media, I think, is confusing a lot of people out here because they're trying to be like, oh, I want to be like her. I want to be like him. No, find your own identity, because at the end of the day, when you find it, you're gonna be like, wow, it's totally different than what you viewed on social media. So find your identity. Take time off social media. Believe me, I'm going on fast next week off social media, period. I mean, because sometimes you need it. It drains you sometimes. You're like, I need a break.
Or sometimes I just go in there and post and I get off. I don't scroll
for business
too
purposes.
much.
I feel like if it wasn't for business, I wouldn't be on social media.
I agree.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be on it.
Because we didn't really have, did we have that back in the day? The social media, like we was in college?
They had like MySpace. Well, Black Planet. Well, that was meeting people, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Other than that, no, not like that. They had Facebook, bro. I ain't getting on Facebook till I was like 33.
Literally.
Seriously.
So how can the people find you? How can our listeners and viewers find you?
Yeah, IamTimJones.com. I'm on Instagram at IamTimJones LLC. Twitter, IamTimJones LLC. Facebook, just Tim Jones. LinkedIn is probably the best way to connect with me. Actually, it's not the best way, but I enjoy sharing on LinkedIn because it's kind of still just this uncharted world where people don't feel comfortable bringing their Facebook life and Instagram life to LinkedIn. But again, you leaving potential on the table. I remember the thing. Sorry, you didn't ask me this. The stuff that I share on Facebook and Instagram, I was like, it's reserved for Facebook and Instagram. It's not for LinkedIn. And I was just like, why? Start sharing it, and people are being touched, and people are sharing how they were touched. One girl used "leave no potential" on her dissertation. it's just like the way people hit me up about this leave no potential. When I think of potential, I think of you. And it's just like, if I would have kept that to myself and continued to suppress it,
you wouldn't be helping people out.
Wouldn't be helping people. Thank you.
There you go. So they could also hear the word, right? So what is it?
No.
Word. What's it?
So it's not like the word from
I'm about to say, is it preaching?
Gospel evangelical standpoint. It's literally one word that motivates and inspires on WVON every Saturday morning, except for the second Saturday. Man, if you blink, sneeze, you'll miss me. I'm like, I come on at 8:10. I'm off at like 8:14.
But look, those couple minutes means a lot.
Oh, it's huge.
It
it's
means
great.
a lot. So that's every Saturday, but the second Saturday.
Every Saturday, but the second Saturday. I'll be on there tomorrow, 8:15. The word is serve.
Serve. Well, most of us need to be doing serving.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So your last word to the people.
We'll give you a preview for tomorrow. This idea about serve, like, you know, all of us were created to be servants, not saviors.
Say that again.
We were.
That was good. I was about to hit you.
So,
pass the offering basket.
Right. So all of us were created to be servants, not saviors. That was reserved for one person and one person only. And even he cried and had a fit about it. It was for Jesus. In the Garden of Gethsemane, he got his promotion to go from servant to savior, and he cried and had a fit because he enjoyed being a savior so much. Our role is to continue to serve. We don't get to make that transition. It was reserved for one person and one person only. So pick up your towel, and you are here to serve other people. If you ever forget that, you need to check your motives and your priorities, because we were put here to serve, because he's going to come back for that breath that he gave you in 1987, 8, 92. I'm 90.
You know what? You're 90. Right. We just went to school together. It's okay.
That was powerful.
Yes,
y'all.
it was. So you guys, make sure you follow Tim Jones. Go to his website, www.IamTimJones. He is a very smart, intelligent, handsome man over here. You guys, you got to support. We have to support our own. We're proud of you.
Thank you. I love you.
Proud of you.
All the NIU people support each other from what I see.
Exactly. I know, right?
It's the love. It's the love. It's no more time for competition. We got to lift each other up. I mean, if we all work together, we can make it a better place. Make it a better. No. That's my song back in the day.
That was a song.
Y'all wasn't ready. You gonna take them headphones off. All right. So you guys make sure you follow and support Mr. Tim Jones. He's doing big things out here. He's doing it because he loves to serve and to pour into people. So if you have some young men, some youth that needs to speak to Tim Jones, how can they reach out to you?
Hit me on the website.
You got an email or
I
you prefer?
am Tim Jones at outlook.com. You can shoot me an email. You can slide
in his
in my
DM or email.
But it's only about business.
Business only. All right. So you guys share the video, support Tim Jones. We're going to tag all his information on there. We thank you for being here. You sure can. You got any shout outs? He has his beautiful daughters here. Gorgeous.
We definitely have to have you back.
I would love to come back.
We have to do a section
what
for
took
you.
this so long.
Yeah, we need to. Maybe we could
Because
do
you're
the
busy.
word.
We're trying to be like you. You guys want to come say hi to the people? She ready.
Say your name. Which one? Wait, hold on. Look, we thought they
Come
were
on,
twins
bring her in
at
front of
first.
the. Look, bring her in
Come on
front of
this
the.
side. Come on here by Dad. Come by Dad.
This
You're
is
so cute.
Can they see you? Yeah, they can see you.
Okay, you want to say your name? What's your name?
Kagan.
My
name is Cambridge.
Cambridge, she ready. She ready.
That's me.
What's the best thing about your dad? Let's see, can he?
He's handsome.
Go girl. What's the best thing about your daddy?
I don't have anything.
No, but you love your dad, don't you?
For you to do that?
All right, you guys, it's Friday. Have a great weekend.
Be safe, y'all.
Be safe. Enjoy the weekend. We got the Gospel Fest. We have the Brew Fest. Enjoy Chicago. Chicago has so much to do, so much to offer. We love you guys. Be
See y'all
safe.
next Friday.
Continue
at
to
8 p.m.
serve and leave no potential on the table.
I'm about to say,
All
don't say
right.
behind.
Peace, peace.
All
I
right.
know.
See y'all next week. Perfect.
You are awesome, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We gotta take pictures of you.
Yeah, let's get a pic. All right, let me log you guys off. I don't want you to break nothing because Daddy
Right.
is not paying for none of this.
Thank you, sir. He wasn't mad.